no one. We didn't really talk about this. Playing the Lesh.
Talk about pre-game.
What's that?
We did mention it pre-game, the Leshrax's ability to deal with getting tower dove, right? With Edict, and that's exactly what happened. Bat went too deep. He had 6 stacks on no one in the end there and thought he could kill him, but no one with the Edict got the job done. And that's big. Like, I really think VP need Leshrax to have a good start. He has a lot to do in this game.
Did no one have the Sunken Relic applied last game? I don't notice it.
I think he did.
Games, though.
He was TA. I
wonder how much the org purchased that one for. Thoughts? $1,000?
Might have been a gift.
Quite the gift. Zayak, top lane. Trying to help Resolution out as much as he can. Blastoff is available. Still level 1 stage. Alright, we've talked about every lane except for the bottom. So, Solo's Enchantress and ILTW's Weaver. Punka, Iceberg, and Aloha Dance Rubik. Some aggression here. The deny top, another Blastoff looks like.
I think theoretically this is VP's strongest lane on paper against their position. Ench gets a good creep. She goes and bullies away the Rubik, and then it's Kunkka and Weaver fighting it out, and Ench can obviously switch around. It's gonna get either a mana burn or a shockwave here. Both are really good in this lane. Gonna take the shockwave.
Yeah,
he might even kill here.
Getting very low. Fade Bolt to come out. Mitigates some damage. And look at the early CS. VTune with 17 and 7 versus the 14 and 5. So FLYTOMOON with a very slight advantage in that department. But really the mid lane is the story.
Consider the... Oh, they might get a kill top here. Nicely done. Shards into Blastoff. VTune trying to fight back. Not successful. Alright. Maybe this VP lane can... he's gonna be fine. They needed that too. Like, VTune is owning this lane. He's 17 and 7 against 7 and 1.
Oh, the courier might get sniped. It's going to require 3 right clicks from Zayak, though. He'll get it. VTune finally getting some support with Always Wanna Fly TPing in. Zayak will have Blastoff in about 6 seconds, but the salve has already been applied. Yeah. General just going at it again. Going for this rune. Looks like General did take the... Oh. He has 2 bottles inventory. Love to see that someday. Resolution taking more damage top, so there is kill potential in the top lane, and we saw it. Do you think that mid lane? I have to look at this first. Flame break. Oh my God! So much damage being applied by General.
Oh, that top lane VTune.
Very easy kill. Top lane Zayak on the run. The dual breath should ensure that he will die. So 3 kills across the board, across the map for FLYTOMOON. Really well done. So now they will attempt to go for bounties. 5-minute mark approaches, or commences. And PL looks like he ends up dying actually in the top lane.
Didn't he suicided, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
He just died to the wave to get a free refill before the enemy team showed up. So, that's fair enough. They got a double kill before that.
Blastoff is available. Keep him in place, and the silence actually stops the casting completely for Jakiro into the roll.
Yeah.
Rezo does not.
This is a cool pairing because you can shard block off and guarantee that the mine goes off, right? Like, even if Jakiro, even playing that perfectly, you're gonna take lethal damage. But if PL is there, there's probably going to be some sort of a trade, but he had to TP in first, and Jakiro was a little bit damaged beforehand. I think Always Wanna Fly would love to get a raindrop right now. It's probably the difference between life and death in a lot of situations in this lane, but he can't afford it. He bought a stick. Blast off.
Again, with the Ice Shard.
VTune is strong.
Setting it up.
Not that strong.
Did get quite low. Not want to commit any further. Dual breath onto Zayak though. Spirit Lance is available. Still only level 1, of course. Not able to really secure himself a kill. There's a lot of salves used in this lane. A lot of regen in general. Looking at the early net worth though. PL is top of the net worth overall. decent lead actually.
Yep.
But I believe Weaver will be, he actually gets torrented in the bot lane and extra damage from Iceberg. So this has turned into essentially a 1v1 for now, as Enchantress obviously going back and forth. And again, the moment we move away, Resolution now on the run. There is a mine. You're gonna take it out very easily. Snowball does connect, and there is TP support from Solo, and no one has come to play as well. Looks like they have their sights set on VTune though. Ice Shards actually pushes him forward. He's gonna attempt to TP out.
No way.
And he will be successful.
Oh, that one hurts for VP, rotation. Man. They rotated so much for that and they got nothing. And that looked like a guaranteed PL death. They clearly overextended diving that into the tower and the mines. And the Doppelganger kind of failed too. V2 and Doppelganger forward instead of backward. If he put Doppelganger's back to his Jakiro, they probably just kill the Tusk there. But, well, it still worked out. They got a rotation out of it. Mid tower's taking some damage. Lesh wasted a lot of time. Eng TP'd.
Batrider and no one going at it quite a bit. No one has very little mana to speak of now, so basically no more Pulse Nova. We'll get a couple more creeps as a result. Top lane again, more action. Rezo very low, trying to find cover in the mines. It's one mine, really.
It's an observer ward.
Oh my god, you're right. That looks like a techie's mine. At first glance, at least. Solo. Cosmetics have gone too far. As Solo,
you love it.
Solo down by General. It's fine. I mean, I don't know why he's not wearing the elephant suit. Techies, that's the best cosmetic by far.
Oh, they're gonna try for V2 in here.
Yeah, there's the silence coming out along with the extra damage. No one showing himself, and he will get the kill. Nice rotation this time from V2.
6 second silence. It's massive.
Edict level 4 now. We'll easily be able to take this tower if uncontested, but they continue to TP in. Bot lane, we're going to see extra damage onto Iceberg now. This has turned into a 2v1. Torrent looks like it will not connect as Jakiro takes a spill in the top lane. Action all over the place. Both Batrider and the Jakiro die. Iceberg is going to be dove by LTW. And this should be a kill. Wait. Oh, he's actually completely diving. Very
oh my
deep.
god.
The torrent will connect, and the time lapse keeps him safe. But very nice play from Iceberg. Oh man.
The Giga play there is to X mark him before he time lapses back, and then you pull him back to the tower again. But he probably won't die for that. It's like, it's super high risk and no kill. So I would have loved to see that though. That would have been awesome. Anyway, bounty rune and outpost time. Zayas hiding in the trees.
Yes,
they didn't find. Oh, they're pinging.
Oh.
Yeah, he could soul ring. It's too late.
He has one mine, not to be confused with a ward. Still be de-mined. No one looks like. Oh, he was gonna go for Boots of Travel on the Lesh, but has changed it up to a Yules. So I'm guessing that the Boots of Travel, if he's doing super well in lane, would be the right purchase. But
yeah, he's died twice on rotations. But the Yules is really, really good here, obviously. It's a way of dealing with X-Torrent combo. It's a way of dealing with Batrider. He's identifying that this Batrider is a thorn in his side, and it's a big problem that he has to solve. Prioritizing that over travels, I think, is a good idea.
Swarm onto Iceberg. He does have a TP available. He's going to get blast off. The boat comes in, will connect onto the techies. The mine explodes. We have some rotation now from both respective teams. Looks like the techies is going to be the first to fall. The boat buff doing so much work, and Solo looks to be the second. So FLYTOMOON, a great turnaround, which looked like a pretty easy kill onto Kunkka, but
that was actually insane spellcasting from Iceberg. He precast the ship plus Torrent right where the techies landed with the blast off. That was super good.
Mid lane, we might see some action. No one. Spidey senses are tingling though. They won't find him, at least not yet. General still working on his Boots of Travel for the Batrider. Iceberg is he's actually going Halberd first, straight off the bat. So not going for any type of Radiance buildup, or I haven't really seen Radiance lately. And that... Not sure if you're surprised by that or not.
I wonder what he wants the Halberd for. It's not a clear-cut Halberd game. You're not against like something like Slark or... Yeah, it's okay against Weaver, but... It's still just a solid item, right? Like we've talked about. The stats on it, everything it does, it adds up. It's not the best Halberd active game, but the passive component is still amazing. Probably a comfort thing as well. Maybe he considers it good value against tag team. I don't know. Perhaps you get both the evasion and the disarm for the tag team place. But obviously against a hero like Leshrac, it's kind of irrelevant to have the disarm.
Well, no one is very close to his Yules, at least. And again, I ask, with the techies, I'm guessing you want to be ultra aggressive. Map control is extremely important, but you still need the items on no one to set things up. And
yeah, you do.
Having even just the Yules into Split Earth is extremely important for that hero. Resolution did finish his Necro once. So is this one of those just farming Necros? He's not going to upgrade this any further, at least not anytime soon.
Quite possibly, yeah.
Like, how's his mana capacity? Because it's 150 to cast this.
Gives 3 mana regen to the item itself.
Telekinesis with General TPing into the lasso, and this is going to be an easy kill into Rezo. Always Wanna Fly is going to pop the Macro Pyre mid just to dissuade Solo from sticking around any further, pushing the waves in as well.
What do you think? So my classic quiz question is coming up right now. 1k lead for FLYTOMOON. What do you think the win expectancy is from Dota Plus in this game?
Against this lineup, 65%.
88 to 12 for Dire.
Into Split Earth. Boat is coming to save the day, but it's not going to be enough as Techies blows up the Jakir. Looks like it's going to be a trade, a 1-for-1 of sorts. He does get another mine down, though. No one on the run. There's more mines to follow, but you can see the pinging being very frantic from FLYTOMOON. They know that they're trying to lead them into a trap, but it's a 2-for-1 either way for VP's favor. And the ice block, or the ice shards blocking in Iceberg. That's a lot of ice, that's for sure. And he's dead. So 3-for-1.
All right.
Not sure if you can get this tier 1 tower, but they do have Edict up in 10 seconds.
It is so important to get team fights around Leshrac right now. I really do feel like that is the way VP has to play the game right now, and they managed to execute a nice one there. I'm not sure if you caught what I said before, but the prognosis of the game was 88% win chance for Dire.
Yeah, that is quite high.
But you know, that's it's this kind of plays that doesn't make it 100. The Radiant are already making some good adjustments there. Putting the Yule immediate use on no one to find a good fight. He now is level 11. I believe that's the highest on the field, together with Bat.
Okay.
And they would love to get this mid tower. I think that's the goal for VP. Maybe get a cheeky kill here.
Yeah. Tools to get the bounty and set up the stun. General's super dead.
Nice kill.
I do have to ask. So Iceberg, so he had the Halberd queued up. He actually went for Necro 1. Talk to me about this.
Another way of finding Techies mines?
So you think he's upgrading it then?
It's not a secret that this item is really good.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not good. I personally haven't seen it on Kunkka.
They might. There's a couple of reasons here. One, the Last Will is really good against Leshrac, because he does uncontrollable damage, so he might just end up playing Necrobooks during the fights and die. It gives them a way of running into high ground into mines.
Oh, the
and yeah, that might be it.
But here comes Techies. Does a little bit of residual damage. It's not enough, and in fact might cost him his life. The nice ice shards from Resolution at least keep him at bay. Potentially keep his teammates alive, but it is a sacrifice.
X mark. Oh, he didn't X. He could have X-dialed TW there, I think. Maybe he lost vision. Oh, they get a bigger kill.
No one would be a
This is a big one.
Boat comes in, and down goes your goat. Literal goat. So no one, yeah, it was a bit out of position there, for sure.
Flat out. And he wanted the rune, right?
Was it worth it, Sin?
That's a no. It's a no from me, dog.
Tier 1 tower at half HP right now. for each team, actually. Very even in the tier 1 tower department. So, General, we haven't really talked about him. Obviously started in the mid lane, has the boots of travel, and working towards a blink dagger.
Yep.
Obviously not huge surprises either way. Probably go for force staff or something afterwards to value this game. It's another macropyre. I always want to fly just spamming this macropyre mid lane.
While cutting this path of trees is setting up for them to push it later, because then they feel safer against Techie's mines. Actually, pretty nice play here to give control. Like, the Techie's matchup is all about that vision and knowledge in the game, and they're preparing for later. It's not that long of a cooldown. It might seem like a huge waste, but it's 60 seconds. He's already halfway to having it again. And like you said, the Batrider blink coming up in 2 minutes, or less, probably 1 minute, might be what they want to try to make this mid play. To get that tower.
Zayak, he's gonna get X'd in the enemy jungle, trying to de-ward as much as he can, and he is mega dead. And they will still de-ward everything. Like, VP still want to fight. Solo has put himself in a precarious spot, but looks like there's going to be a full team fight.
No one
completely destroyed as the fight just begins, and there's a lasso now into resolution. All he has is ice shards. That is a 3-for-1 if you count the Techie's death, which started it all. So yeah. FLYTOMOON would be very happy with that exchange.
Oh, is there going to be an X mark here? Yes, there is.
Solo, we're seeing the diffusal blade being used to full effect. So that's a 1-for-4, and likely the tier 1 tower as well. How weird that they wanted to continue to fight even though Techie's was dead.
Yeah, I don't really know what the plan was there. Especially the moment no one uses Yules offensively, I think he just dies. He's playing Lish without a save in his team, except you have one snowball, but he wasn't in position to save. Like, it's so easy. And it's gonna get even easier now with this bad blink. I think his job every fight is jump and lasso Lesh, and if he dies, the fight is just feels stable. The damage is not threatening from VP yet. Oh, they see resolution. No lasso or he would have died there for sure.
Yeah, and both Rezo and Iceberg are upgrading their Necros to... Good way for Rezo as well. Kunkka doesn't really need help in the farm department, as X marks will be completely nullified by the snowball, but at the same time Rezo is in enemy territory and looks to be very, very dead indeed. And that finishes the Necro 3 for Iceberg, in fact. They're going to smoke up immediately, looking for another high value kill. All they see is an Enchantress right now, but they do ping, and they have a ward showing no one, and it's very glorious cosmetics. Link into lasso, and another death for no one, who has died 5. He actually does have 7 kills, surprisingly, but he is 7 and 5.
Oh, they're just falling apart. They're just finding extra kills.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's still here, but that's going to be an easy cleanup for FLYTOMOON. They still have this tier 1 tower.
Yeah, I guess at the very least this gave them some bounty runes, because he drew the attention to mid and then meant Weaver could get the 2 bottom ones. So they make it a 2-2 split instead of what could have been like even 4-for-0. So I suppose in that sense it's not the worst death.
Is there any way to know for sure? I think this mine, this proximity mine by the tier 1 mid for FLYTOMOON, I believe that's the Rubik's.
Yep, it is.
Close to the tower, I do believe.
The health bar's red.
Oh, yeah. Oh, speaking of techies, he will get his first explosion kill across the map.
He just got, I think, 2 levels from that. He is now level 12, which is tied with his
Looks like we might have a fight. Iceberg casts his ult. There's the techies coming in as well, but he is completely surrounded. The buyback onto the Batrider though, and Kunkka is still living through all this. That buff is crazy good. No one. Nice job using during the X marks torrent combo, but he's still taking the brunt of the damage here, Synderen. And that looks to be his 6th death, as Rezo looks to be next. And they just don't have much answer here for FLYTOMOON's heroes. And there's the lasso, so the buyback will be worth it, as Solo finds his way to the grave again. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't, as much as I want techies to be successful in some regard because it's fun to watch. And it's not like I haven't felt his presence, it just doesn't feel like it's consistent enough to be helpful as a pick overall, you know? Like the laning phase, you can get a bunch of kills with blast off, but then now we're at mid game. Occasionally he'll get a big explosion kill, but we haven't really seen it used. I don't know. It also doesn't feel that great.
It doesn't really feel like VP have strategized around the hero too well in either draft either, to be honest. Like, I'm a bit confused about what the goal is in this game with their lineup. Like, what's the value in first picking techies to build this lineup? What does he offer that another hero couldn't have done here that makes this lineup amazing? Apart from just, you know, player preference and the team loving to play with the hero, are you building the rest of your lineup in accordance with techies?
Oh, he just blew up a shit ton of mines by Iceberg, and this will likely lead to a kill.
Alright, big kill. Oh my god.
Fortunate that he was in that area. How did techies die?
Rubik TP down and fate bolted him, he was so low. 1 for 1.
Well, they'll still take that trade easily.
Of course.
Into the walrus punch, but it feels like Rezo just doesn't have much he can do in these. Jakiro just feels so freaking good. He can set up the ice path. Of course, PL against pretty much any melee hero just feels incredible. So looking at VP's perspective, has it come down to just trying to turtle with techies? Is that ever like one of those things where you're like, okay, we're not doing too hot right now, maybe we should just play the pub techie style?
The question is, does it feel like a winning strategy in this game? Because if it doesn't, then you are doing plan B, which is not a good plan if you don't think it's going to win you the game. Like, you have a Leshrac against the PL, but that's all you have. Like, he's gonna be an absolute monster if Lesh dies, and there will be a farmed Batrider and a farmed Kunkka on the enemy side to catch you all the time. When you're going around farming the map, I think it's extremely difficult as Leshrac in this game to not die while pushing waves. Any good smoke with X or Lasso just kills you.
Oh boy.
Oh, they scanned them. They scanned them at Roche. This is real bad.
The desperate attempt, a good attempt I would say, but the jump in by the Batrider onto Weaver. Ice Path just connects into the torrent, and he's dead immediately. Here comes the boat, and VP have lost 3. I mean, that's a really risky play, but we say this all the time. If you're behind, take some risks. And if they had gotten it, would have been amazing, but it was a disaster.
They got a mid-tier 1, no one didn't join the fight, he pushed the wave instead. Got something out of it. Yeah, it ain't great.
Get caught off. General, he does see him.
Oh,
and there's the telekinesis to cancel the TP, so they're not going to get the Roche and 3 kills, they're going to get a 4th in Lesh. Just a disastrous game for VP.
They might also lose all 4 bounties. Oh my goodness. Yeah. This is
10K. I mean, Techie's about 400 away from finishing his Aghanim Scepter, so it feels like it's a requirement on this hero, right? And it's different from as he's looking to kill onto Rubik.
There it is. That's his Ags.
Yeah, it's very true. I mean, that's the thing about this Ags in particular. I feel like there's some in the game where you don't have to get, like, it doesn't feel like a requirement on heroes, right? And I know that you've talked about this in the past where you don't like the design when it's required, but for techies, I feel like it is required. And that's when he can start. I mean, not that he wasn't useful in some regard this game. It helps him so much.
It does a lot, yeah.
I'd be interested to know how many games of techies have been played without an Aghanim Scepter that people have won. Probably not great. Mines were exploded and Iceberg just shrug it off. Is he going for an Aghanim Scepter?
Yep.
Oh hell yeah. We're gonna see the Torrent Storm come into play. I love it. Did he get the proper talents? Did he prepare? 100 Torrent damage at 15, and he will go for the 80 Torrent AoE, likely, at 20. It's a lot of fun. See, that's a fun one.
Once again, the problem is not playing with the same.
And I think it's...
the snowball.
it's good depending on the game. We haven't really talked about ILTW too much, but we talked about how he would probably go Mjolnir this game, but went Maelstrom first and decided that he needed a BKB before finishing.
Yeah, he's getting crushed by stuns. He gets caught by one X, one lasso, or one Rubik lift, and he dies. And the problem of not playing with a save. The snowball's just not reliable as a save this game. You can't truly count it as it because it's almost impossible for Tusk to be in a position, and even if he saves the Weaver, he dies for it every time. So it's not like it's not great either way. Mind him stopping for a BKB and now going Mjolnir. It's just the curve is kind of gone in the game, right?
Yeah.
All you're hoping for now is some massive fight from Techies. No one's gonna die bot again. Yoling himself is just gonna get ice pathed out of that.
And resigned to his death at this point. There are quite a few mines here in the mid lane, and by that I just mean 2. Not that many. And VIRTUS will try to go for this tier 3. The buyback onto the no one is here now. And they're gonna try to fight. The boat coming in does connect on no one. This will be a dieback, a nice jump in from Zayak. As Kunkka looks like he's going to fall. It'll be a trade for techies, well, and the buyback, I suppose. But at this stage, I feel like VP, if they can get away with just that, then they'll take it. But Resolution in some trouble here. Ball was there, but looks like he'll live. VIRTUS still has the Aegis, of course. Extremely tanky with now the Reaver, so obviously going for the heart, similar to the last game against the techies. Of course, the Hood just doing so much for him. And VIRTUS, or ILTW, I should say, on the Weaver is really intense on finishing. That's probably the item they feel like they really take the next step, although the next step might be a baby step, you know.
He could sell one Wraithband or the bottle if he wanted to. Although, assuming he uses his dust, he does have enough space for all the items. So he's just waiting for now.
300 gold, 350 away. Not sure if he'll have time. We'll be taking out this wave and probably... His TP is down, so... I'm not sure if FLYTOMOON know this. It's like... Solo is going to take a lot of damage from VIRTUS, who just wants to use his Aegis at this point, most likely. And Flame Break will put Solo in a horrendous spot. We have yet to see the Torrent Storm yet, but it hasn't really been a team fight.
It's been used once, right?
Okay.
The fight mid that broke out on the Kunkka plus PL. I think he had it there, I'm pretty sure.
I think no one is trying to cut the wave that implies that VP does not want to fight, but they might not have a choice, because that is now a double kill for VIRTUS. Resolution put in a horrific spot as the Aegis is consumed. Doesn't really get the value in terms of the full heal, but either way they will get the Zedarax, or at least the melee for now. No one. General in the top lane. This is such a disaster game for no one. The bounty rune was taken. Nothing he can do. That was the 10-second BKB for General. So, a free Rax for all intents and purposes. But not sure there's really much choice.
It's not going to get easier. Now PL has a heart. I don't know if... I mean, they're getting a Mjolnir, so at least they have that, but... I don't really see them killing this guy right now. Like, Heart, Hood, Manta, 3.3k health. Yeah, if anything does it, it's these mines, but... They're just gonna... Is there a sign there?
No. I'm not sure where the sign is. There's no sign. But it's been on cooldown for a long time, so that's 70 seconds left.
Okay.
Telekinesis into the ice path. This could be the death of Techies. Torrent to follow. Really good layering from FLYTOMOON. They're just going to dive the tower. The buyback onto the Techies now. The boat coming in will connect onto the Enchantress. So Solo spills. That's another death, or another buyback for him now. Torrent Storm. There we go. Doing decent work at creating some space. Resolution. Extremely low, but there's the lasso. And this time it's on Weaver. You didn't even get to see the Mjolnir active at all. The static shards, and this should be GG, as FLYTOMOON is just doing whatever the hell they want in the base of VP. Buyback. So Resolution just got that buyback. Did not have it initially. Torrent onto 2 heroes. And that is a dieback now on Enchantress as the GGs come out. VP completely crushed in game 2 as FLYTOMOON will knock